Superman. No one can hurt Superman. The only thing that can kill Superman is kryptonite. No one can hurt a spiritual Christian either, unless it's given to them. God watches over his people and protects them from harm and from enemies. But is there a form of spiritual kryptonite? If so, what is it? I'm going to tell you right now. Hey, I'm author Michael Ramsey, and this is Michael Ramsey Books, where I show people how to transform their ordinary relationship with God into a spiritual one. If you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, be sure to hit the red subscribe button and ring the notification bell now. John 10:17. The reason my Father loves me is because I lay down my life, only to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. To be clear, nobody took Jesus' life when he was crucified. Nobody on the planet or in the universe could. He laid it down. Verse 39, they, the Jewish leaders, tried to seize him. They wanted to stone him, but he eluded their grasp. At this time, his time had not yet come, and until it was his time, he wasn't giving up his life to them. Job 1:8. Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Satan replied, "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has?" Jesus and Job weren't the only people in the Bible who had God's protection about them. In Acts 28, on the island of Malta, Paul was attacked by a venomous snake. He was bitten so hard the snake hung off its hand. The natives all said he would die, but he wasn't even harmed. The Lord builds a hedge or a barrier around his righteous. It comes in the form of angels who are given the task of watching over them. But not everyone enjoys the protection of the Lord about them. Only those who love the Lord and walk in his ways. As you progress spiritually, you'll experience this hedge for yourself, if you haven't already. Of course, you won't see it physically, since us humans don't have a personal relationship with angels. But in hindsight, it's easy to see the Lord's handiwork. Now, there are two ways you can lose this protection that surrounds you. One is if the Lord temporarily removes it, as was the case with Job, as may be the case with you when you have a desert experience. The other way is if you stumble into kryptonite. Certainly, there's no such thing as kryptonite, but spiritually, there is something very similar in concept. Now, if I were you watching me, I'd say, you're talking about sin, right? Not quite. Kryptonite isn't sin in the conventional sense. It's not necessarily lying, lusting, cheating, stealing, killing, or anything like that. So then, just what is kryptonite? To Samson, it was getting a haircut. To the unnamed prophet, it was having a meal before returning home. To Saul, it was not waiting for Samuel. And to Adam and Eve, it was a delicious piece of fruit. Now, unlike the green glowing substance in the Superman movies, the spiritual form of kryptonite can take the form of practically anything. Most things like getting a haircut or stopping for a meal, are completely innocuous to everyone. That is, everyone but you. As you progress spiritually, as you become powerful spiritually, it's not only possible, it's probable you will encounter some forms of kryptonite along the way. I'm telling you this now because it can and will quickly derail your bid to become a spiritual Christian. It's something you should be aware of, watch for, and take seriously. Question: how do you know what your kryptonite is? Even though your kryptonite could be practically anything, there is a common thread. In each of these cases, it was something the Lord personally commanded to these individuals to abstain from. Your kryptonite is or will be something the Lord personally and directly commands you to abstain from. Practically speaking, your kryptonite could be a bad relationship or some sort of vice. It could be a weakness that's been going on for years. You may not even need to be told by the Lord. You just know it's a bad thing for you. The other way is when the Lord personally, specifically prohibits you from doing something. Logically, it doesn't make any sense. There's nothing inherently wrong or sinful. But sometimes it's hard to know for sure. The evil one may trick you into thinking the Lord has spoken to you when he hasn't. Or he may tell you it's just your imagination when he has. This is another reason why it's vitally important for you to have a two-way relationship with the Lord. As we get into deeper water, you need to know for sure when the Lord speaks to you. No guessing allowed. So in future videos, we'll talk more about ways the Lord speaks to those whom he loves. Those who walk in his ways, even when it's hard, even when it doesn't feel good, even when it doesn't prosper you. But that's the trade-off. You can have your cake in this life, or you can be a billionaire many times over in the next. Next time, next step. Again, if you haven't already subscribed on YouTube, be sure and do so now so you don't miss a single video. Can't wait until next time. Like me on Facebook and visit me at michaelramseybooks.com.